Welcome to your weekly Wendy Wisdom. It is Friday, and today we're going to talk about the secret key to finding your clients on LinkedIn. Let's get started. So maybe you think your clients aren't on LinkedIn, and maybe this is you. You think the only way to getting more clients on LinkedIn, if your clients are there, is spending hours and hours every day creating content. Drop time in the comments if that's you. If you think ads are the fastest path to making money on LinkedIn, then drop me a money. The good news is once you learn how to do hashtag searches on LinkedIn, you can use LinkedIn to find and be found by customers, LinkedIn content creators, strategic partners, event organizers looking for speakers, podcast hosts, podcast guests, referral partners. All of those will be at your fingertips. Now, the bad news is if you don't use hashtag search tools, you won't get the strategic partners, the speaking gigs, the podcast guest spots, and the referral partners. And then everybody you are counting on, or who is counting on you, that is, you're letting them down. Because if you don't use that tool, your business will never, ever become the business you know it can be. And that leaves you super dependent on your existing source of customers, whether that is other social sites like Facebook or Instagram, or wherever it is that you get your customers. So all this is going to take a good deal of stress and dump it on you and take a toll on your health, your family, your happiness, and your business. So why not do something about it? So instead of struggling to find the right people at the right time, those strategic partners, the speaking gigs, the podcast guest spots, the referral partners, you actually found them and got access to their audiences filled with your ideal customers, the ones that you need to make your business thrive. You would hit that revenue goal. You would work on your business, not in your business. What would that be like? How would that feel? What would finding those people mean for you, your team, your family, and your health? Are you ready to know how to conquer your people connecting issues once and for all? Now, let's get clear about why you might want to listen to me when it comes to LinkedIn as an entrepreneur. First of all, I've been here on LinkedIn since 2004. So my 20th anniversary is in April. I was the first Wendy Taylor on LinkedIn. There are a lot of Wendy Taylors in the world, but I was the first one here on LinkedIn. And as far as building businesses go, I've been there too. I scaled a fintech startup from employee 23 to employee 500 and $100 million exit. I've consulted with 25 venture-backed tech startups with a 64% exit rate, building their talent strategy, training their recruiters and hiring managers how to find the people they needed to grow their business. Sound familiar? I've coached entrepreneurs launching everything from tea houses and CPG brands on Amazon to some tech startups. I've specialized in helping neurodivergent entrepreneurs build a team of referral partners, advisors, and employees that help them get stuff done without stressing and experiencing founder failure, the number one cause of business failure. Now that you know why you're listening, let's talk about what we're going to learn today. And before we dive into the steps to make LinkedIn work for you as an entrepreneur, let's deal with the elephant in the room. You ready for the elephant? When you think LinkedIn, you probably think of these things. You think it's a place to go to find a job. You think it's a modern day resume. You think it's where recruiters post jobs and find candidates. It is where people who sell to big businesses find customers. And you are totally right. However, so LinkedIn is the place to go for people in most careers to build their brand and find their next job or promotion. I've helped a lot of them do that. LinkedIn has also all sorts of tools for recruiters, everything from, modestly priced one that an independent recruiter can use and afford to really robust tools for businesses to use. And they not only can post jobs, but they can find dream candidates with all these fancy schmancy tools. It's just amazing. Totally true. It's there. Yeah. However, and of course, then there's the salespeople. They've got a whole thing for them. And that helps salespeople find their B2B customers and manage their flow and all of that. And it's amazing. This isn't an all or nothing thing. LinkedIn is also valuable for people like you. LinkedIn is a place where you can build your brand, find the strategic partners, the speaking gigs, the podcast guest spots, and the referral partners, even if your customers aren't on LinkedIn. And I'll bet your customers are on LinkedIn. So let's dive in. So if you've been with me for a while, you have your strategy, you have your profile that aligns with your strategy, you have your business page so you don't have that amorphous blue blob on your experience section. That gives you credibility for your business. But what are the skills you need to develop to efficiently and effectively, because I'm all about the efficiency, use key LinkedIn features to help you find the people you need to find on LinkedIn? This is the game-changing, mind-blowing, coolest thing ever. Hashtag search. Okay, don't know what happened there. You went away for a minute, but we're going to keep going. We just said the magic word, hashtag searches. Okay. So why are hashtags so important? I mean, really, why are hashtags such a big deal? Because one of LinkedIn's superpowers is the ability to follow hashtags and know how many people are following a hashtag. It is a way you can curate your LinkedIn feed so that you're seeing people talking about the things that you need to pay attention to, the things that your customers are following. But how do you know which hashtags have the biggest audiences? So your goal is to find people with engaged audiences of your customers. And one of the most fabulous ways to do that is with hashtags. Hashtags are topics that a content creator is writing about. The smart content creators know which hashtags to use. This helps you find content creators who are talking to your ideal customer. So you want to use the LinkedIn hashtag search feature and then find out how many followers each hashtag has. If you're writing content, you'll want to use hashtags that have at least 50,000 followers, roughly. This is not like uber strict, but the idea is if 6,500 people are following something, that's not really much. You want a bigger audience. Now, the super big audiences, I might argue, you might get lost in those. So I kind of like the middle of the road personally. So that's what you do if you're writing content. But remember, I'm all about doing the easy stuff first. So I'd recommend, if you haven't been on LinkedIn, you're just getting here as an entrepreneur, that we start with the finding the other people thing, the interacting with them thing, before we get into the content thing. So let's talk about what to do about that. So how are we going to use hashtags if we're not creating content? So if you're listening to me and you're going for that fastest path to finding your people on LinkedIn, the hashtag search feature Say that 3 times fast. Hashtag search feature will tell you who is creating content on subjects your customers follow and will make it faster to find those content creators. I'll say that again. The hashtag search feature will tell you who is creating content on subjects your customers follow and will make it faster to find those content creators. The hashtag search feature will tell you who the podcasters are who post with the hashtags your customers follow and will make it faster to find those podcast hosts. Now, in case you missed it, why are we looking for content creators and podcast hosts? Because the fastest path to growing your business is to get in front of other people's audiences. Now, wait a minute. I'm a good girl here. We're not going there to poach because we're good humans in my world. So none of that nonsense. I'm talking about people with audiences of your ideal customers who are not your competition. And there's several kinds of those people to find on LinkedIn. Content creators with an engaged audience filled with your ideal client or customer. Those content creators are doing the hard work of the content and they've got a following. And you can interact with their posts, add value to the conversation, interact with the people who are commenting on their posts, add value to the conversation, broaden your connections with people who are your ideal customers. Then there's the podcast hosts. So you may not have the bandwidth to start your own podcast, but there are people with podcasts that already have audiences. You want to get on those podcasts. And then there's event organizers with virtual and in-person events filled with your ideal audience. Then we have, added bonus, referral partners. Those are people who come in contact with your ideal customer. They are fixing one problem for them, and they would love to be able to make suggestions of where they should go if they have another problem. Really simple. So, referral partners are people who can refer customers to you. And the hashtag search feature will help you find them all. Isn't that amazing? Now, here's to making the most of the time you have, because you keep hearing me talk about it. I know you're busy. I know that, and you want to have an actual life. I get all that. We can do this efficiently. We can do it effectively in a small amount of time. I'm not leaving you stranded beyond my daily posts in my free Facebook group and on LinkedIn. If you'd like a cheat sheet for your LinkedIn skills list, including hashtag search, drop me the word skills in the comments or send me a DM and I'll hook you up. And if you need help actually figuring out what changes to make to your LinkedIn profile or how to build your LinkedIn strategy and the skills you need to connect with the people you need to grow your business, let's talk. DM me and we'll make it happen. Or drop me a talk in the comments. Have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day and make sure this weekend you do something that brings you joy with the people you love.